At PDAC 2017, I'm with Trent Mell, President and CEO of First Cobalt. So Trent, you were announced as with your new role just last week. Why and how did this happen?
Well, I spent most of my career in the mining sector. I started as a lawyer, but mostly in the operational side of the business. And the last 2 years I've been raising capital for miners in tough markets. Built up a mining team in Toronto, and we finance resource companies across Canada. But with the market picking up, the broader economies, the global economy picking up, I decided it was time to go back to doing what I love, which is mining. And the early stage stuff, frankly, is where value is created and where I have my real enjoyment.
Great. And what about the cobalt space do you believe in right now?
The cobalt space, there's a couple of dynamics going on. I mean, the cobalt, historically was super alloy, so jet engines and rockets and things of that nature. But 50% of the market right now is battery market.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, your iPads, your cell phones, of course Tesla. You think of the whole battery market, electric vehicles. So the growth projections there are pretty impressive, 5% per annum over the next 5+ years, and so the time will tell. That's the one piece. The other dynamic that's underlying it from a supply side is, unlike lithium and other metals involved in the battery space, is that the availability of cobalt is pretty constrained. You're buying it mostly out of nickel operations, cobalt operations at a few select corners of the globe. 30% of production right now is coming out of artisanal mines in the DRC, and there's a lot of social issues around that. It's not a conflict mineral, but it's got the same issues, concerns over exploitation. So there's a big push right now to find supply that's not constrained by CSR type issues, and that's where we're coming in.
And so talk to us about First Cobalt. What's the state of the company, and what are you going to be doing to drive change there?
Okay, so First Cobalt, we're a new company. We've got some wonderful backers, Bob Cross and a bunch of financiers, people that have built businesses throughout their career. He himself has done a half dozen. So good business building experience. Brought me in to lead the company, so we're building out the executive team as we speak. Going to be announcing a couple of technical appointments. The board is half built and coming out, and we're in the process of looking at 4 assets. So I think you'll start to see the strategy and the vision of the company come forth in the next few weeks. We have 1 asset right now, and that's the South Lorraine camp. It's in an area called Silver Centre in Northern Ontario. Silver Centre is part of the Cobalt camp, which about 100 years ago was the biggest silver producing district in the world with a lot of cobalt. So that's why we're starting there.
Interesting. So with cobalt and operating in Ontario or maybe other countries around the world, what sorts of characteristics are you looking for?
Well, for us, if you're going to create value, you got to look for the big deposits.
Right.
60% of production is coming out of the Congo, the DRC, in the Katanga province. So we need to look there. You need to look there. You need to look in Zambia. You need to. It's not an easy jurisdiction, but with the right team, I think we've got the right team. I think we can go in there and get the logistics right, get the right people, and do things the way it should be done.
Good. So. Now, aside from building your team and, of course, identifying targets, are there any things that are coming up for 2017 that you'd like to mention?
Well, at this point, there's a lot to mention. we are the new kid in the block, and I think when you look at a company like ours and you look at a hot space with new companies maybe jumping into the space, you got to look at the management team. And if you start to look at the guys that we have on our team and the ones that come, you're going to see a lot of operators. You're going to see African experience. You're going to see people like myself that have been involved in operating and building mines, and people that have discovered them as well. So we'll have a pretty strong backing. The capital market support thus far has been tremendous. We've already got good institutional backing, and we just need a little bit of runway here to start unraveling or unveiling our strategy.
All right, Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.